two teams making their entrance. Farrington Albion in their traditional yellow and black stripes, and Lansdown in predominantly blue shirts. Black stripe, black shorts and black socks. Polite applause from those in attendance on this rather chilly April morning. First of the three prestigious cup finals here at Twerton Park, Stan Milson and Tom Morgan ones to follow later in May, depending on the progress of Bow City in the playoffs. Dates of those games yet to be decided. Go through the customary handshakes. Just a quick word on the officials this afternoon. The referee is Chris Rogers, who oversaw Farrington's win over Olympic Victoria, and also one of their victories against Welton back in January. He also ran the line last week in a semi-final between AFC Baz and Griffin, big win, 7-2. And the assistants are Ian Lanning and Paul Weeks. Ian Lanning ran the line for Lansdown's semi-final win over Brewhouse, and Paul Weeks ran the line for Farrington's semi-final win over OV. So all familiar with the teams. Chris Rogers familiar with the venue as well, the Bath City fan. Had a quick little whinge about their 3-0 defeat against St Albans yesterday. Hoping this will be a closer encounter. Lansdown, whose league season is yet to finish, they've still got one game to go. Played Brewhouse in a couple of weeks. Played Olympic Victoria last week, lost 6-0. Manager Andy Howard wasn't present at that game, and he's back today. Two captains going to meet: Darren Whitfield of Farrington, Ben Chapman of Lansdown. Ben Chapman is one of the three Chapman brothers in the side this afternoon. Alex playing up front, Marcus also a front man and is on the bench. It's going to be Farrington who will kick off. They'll be attacking down the slope in the first half. Aptly, it's going to be the man in charge of Farrington. He's going to get the game underway. 40-year-old James Swift, charged since 2011. Here we are 8 years on in the 2019 Secretaries' Cup final. Farrington Albion against Lansdown here at Twerton Park. And we are underway. Nice touch for Nick Johnson. He's up to his brother Josh. So, Luckmore and judgment, I think, interception from Lloyd. So to Chapman. His first foul. Seated by Johnson. That's Chapman. He also plays at Portishead on Saturday. And leave it to Mark Bishop back in the side this morning. No, in fact, Tom Lloyd's going to take responsibility. Delivery, but should be comfortable when it is for goalkeeper Mark Batchelor and an early touch. I'm looking for Swift. O'Shea now in space, inside. Nervy moments there for Farrington. He managed to get it away though. Smith. Killer inside to Moon. And back to Chapman. Positive start for Lansdown. Rowe. Trying to find O'Shea, but Whitfield got there first. One who's starting on the right. On the left-sided player. So Lloyd gets there first, and a good layoff as well to O'Shea. He's got space now on the left-hand side. Farrington haven't picked him up. O'Shea plays it inside. Oh, it nearly managed to find Smythe. Well, one back from Bishop. And again from Chapman. O'Shea seeing a lot of the ball in the early stages. Tries to find Chapman in the middle. He does find him. What a start for Lansdown! Oh no, the flag's up. Celebrations cut short. Ian Lanning on the far side. It looked like a perfect centre and a tidier finish from Alex Chapman, who's a lethal front man, but flag over on the far side. Ian Lanning, very positive. Signs it's ruled out for offside, and Farrington can breathe again because they've started slowly, and they'll be hoping that that wakens him up a little bit. Here's Josh Johnson. Tucker. Lost out to Rowe, one of his former teammates, Welton Rangers. Chapman, goal ruled out a moment ago. Evans flicks it on. It's one for Smythe to chase, but Batchelor gets there first. Farrington will be delighted, Lansdown rather, will be delighted with this start. Really on the front foot, as they were in the semi-final when they were 3-0 up at half-time against Brewhouse, and then comfortably saw at their closing stages. Here's Tucker. Turning away from Rowe. Slightly wayward ball, it's one for Batchelor to chase. A little bit of time. Best balls, Lloyd gets there first. Now picked up from Smythe. Chapman's up ahead of him. Slipping behind, a good interception from Johnson. In fact, there was a foul on Smythe in the build-up. Again, it's one for Farrington to retreat. Killer over the top of this. Became a father for the first time recently. It's going to right-footed delivery. Bad one, well headed away from Johnson. Now a chance for Turvey to break. Holds on his man. And a good strong interception from Evans, but I think the first foul is the one which has been penalised. So a rare chance for Farrington to send some men forward. They've got goals in this team. Luke Tucker, the leading marksman. I think which Claude will take. Swift up there, challenging. Picked up from Turvey. Good interception from Rowe. Can set O'Shea away now. A bit of grass to exploit, and a well-timed run then from Smythe. He's got Chapman waiting over on the far side. Again, a ball over to Chapman, and Johnson and Batchelor again each other's way. It's going to run loose to Chapman, and a good save in the end from Batchelor. A real muddle in the Farrington back line. They're appealing for a goal kick, and there's all sorts of ricochets going on in there, but Lansdown are carving them open at will. So much space down this left-hand side. Inside these opening 5 minutes, by far the better of the two teams. It's going to be Richard Evans to take this, a Welshman. Bad delivery as well. And eventually headed wide. Again, good start for Lansdown. Batchelor's already had plenty of work to do. Kept OV out in the first 90 minutes in the semi-final. Farrington also beat Welton comfortably. In fact, they were 3-0 up inside 6 minutes in that quarter-final tie. Starting in the quarter-finals is already the best cup run that Lansdown have had in this competition. They withdrew last year. Cheap throwing given away there from Claude, until recently served on the Bank District League committee. Johnson wins it back. Interception from Killer. Chilly morning, plenty of action early doors. Warm people up. Interception from Ben Chapman. And Smythe. Next one over the top for Rawlings to chase. Oh, it clipped the back of the Radstock Town man. He's facing Bishop. Still going Rawlings. Good curling effort, and I'm sure that was intended as a shotter across, but good technique there from Corey Rawlings, who scored the winner in the semi-final after extra time against Olympic Victoria. In your picture now. The youngest player of the team actually is Corey Rawlings, just 20. 16-man squad for both these sides, as you'd expect, except the final. First up for Britain. Long goal kick, picked up from Rawlings now, faced from Lloyd. Good footwork, nice to nutmeg his man. Retreating from Moon, but Rawlings, great persistence there from the front man. It's swung into Parvos from Smith, and it just manages to evade Swift in the middle. Couldn't quite connect with it, the player boss. 6 goals to his name this season, 16 appearances. Led them to their last glory 2013 Tony Warlow Cup back in the Froome League. Of course, both teams' first final since joining the Bath League. Farrington been going a lot longer, 1974. They started. Lansdown, just 2 years under this name. So Chapman on the right side of that early goal ruled out. Held up from Tucker. Best of all's inside, on for Swift to chase now. And Chapman should get there first. Throwing goes his way. That's his brother. Cloden's a header, picked up from Rowe in the middle of midfield. Oh, clever ball in behind now to O'Shea. Farrington are looking stretched. O'Shea, he's through on goal. Oh, he's put it just over the top. O'Shea was going for the perfect execution and he's narrowly missed it. Good effort though, and another good opening for Farrington. Marcus O'Shea on his left-hand side. Showing promise early doors. Evans up for the header. Swift passing away with Rowe. Tucker with a long one over the top for Rawlings to chase. He's got the pace, he's in behind. Men waiting in the middle. Turvey is there. He might try and find him. Oh, it's a near own goal, in fact. Is covered in the end from the Lansdown defence. It's like heart in mouth time. There's Bishop in the end who got it in behind. Pointing directions. There's Farrington of their first corner of the game. Delivery, oh, it's cleared, it came out to Swift, couldn't get full connection on it, and Lloyd hacks it away. And they can break now. Again, O'Shea is in room. Everybody seemed to stop for a moment. Smith is coming across to cover, still O'Shea, with footwork and in good covering in the end from Ollie Smith. Deflects it calmly back into the hands of the goalkeeper. Player still getting used to this larger surface. And Farrington would have played on one in the semi-final on the 3G at Odd Down. Lansdown played both of their games. I guess it shares its name. It's Lloyd. No nonsense clearance. And Johnson staying in play remarkably for Swift. Ball over the top, and Rawlings is judged to be just offside. Good ball actually from Swift. Slightly fortunate they managed to bounce in play, but Paul Weeks on his near side. Flag straight up. And one offside apiece, one more telling than the other. Good start to this game, so over 11 minutes gone. It's a long clearance, one for Smythe to chase. Batchelor gets there first. Long-serving goalkeeper Mark Batchelor. So a keen cricketer. Rolls out to Claude. Johnson. Johnson. Back as Josh Johnson. Best ball forward. Lloyd will easily intercept. Just out over Whitfield. Control, they didn't show too much to it. Meant that Moon could take it off his feet. Chapman loses out to Turvey. Whitfield again. And goes Lansdown's way. Debate about that one. Chapman gets a flick on. Nick Johnson. Up header. Josh Johnson. He's not got away with that one. O'Shea to take the throw. Lloyd. Turn from Chapman. Potential foul in there, and yet the referee decides there's no advantage. Actually, frustration. Farrington. Another one, this time merry-go-round of free kick takers. Looks like O'Shea fancies it. Taking a huge deflection off Swift. Goalkeeper should get there first. He's alert to the danger. 32 now. Farrington into mid-2000s. Swift gets a flick on the rulings. Well covered from Killer. Best balls forward though. Whitfield allows it to trickle out. And Whitfield. As opposed to Farrington on a Saturday. It's the ball bounce. Diminutive fullback, manages to win it. Chapman, Smythe, borderline offside. He's managed to break clear now. Nick Johnson, he's given up the chase. Oh, he's at the post. I think Batchelor might have got the slightest of touches on it, but again, it's another great opening for Lansdown, and Smythe, who scored in the last round, a thunderous free kick against Brewhouse, unable to add to his tally there, but oh, will they rue these missed chances? Sure, the goalkeeper got a touch on that. It's one to look back on. Farrington defence just gave up, truth. Nearly made to pay. It's Rawlings, lay off to Claude. Left side of these three centre-backs. I think it's quick from Evans and the referee and assistant in agreement. Referee Chris Rogers, done a few Bath and District finals in the past. Lansdown have a man down at the moment. Ben Chapman, the captain. Perhaps just a bit of cramp. Won't want to lose him this early on. Missed a few games actually recently with a hamstring injury, so I'm hoping it's not a recurrence of that. A ready-made substitute come on, Steve Wilkinson, who scored his first goal for the club in the semi-final, a header which was adjudged to have just crossed the line. In fact, they are going to withdraw him. That's a blow for Lansdown. Only his 10th appearance of the season. Man who's been at the club since they formed in 2013, and unfortunately, I think that's the end of his final. So on comes Steve Wilkinson. Looks at nearby home base. He's recently grown a beard, as you can see. Free kick comes in. On Tucker, no, it's blocked in the end. Farrington win a corner. Lloyd with the final touch. Claude, an unusual advanced role. He used to run Atletico Bath. They folded earlier in the season. It's going to be Tucker to take this. Well, he scored directly from a corner in the semi-finals. He's going to try the same trick again. Floated one. Josh Johnson couldn't get enough on it. Nick Johnson, the acrobatics. Claude with the volley in the end. It's safely over the bar into the Bath End terrace. Benji Claude, who hasn't scored for Farrington for around 10 years. It's no closer then, and he's just come back for his second spell. Just a little bit of pressure exerted from the side-in stripes. Matt Britton to take the goal kick. It's good distance on them. Get it past the halfway line. A surface as big as this. It's Chapman, Johnson fires it against Turvey. O'Shea. So to Rowe. Got Killer on the overlap and finds him. Jack Killer lines up for a shot. It's a cross. In fact, it's a lovely cross. It's a goal. Lansdown have taken the lead. It's Alex Chapman, the leading marksman. It was a perfect cross, and Killer, who's also receiving congratulations, but the man who also stars at Portishead in the Western League has starred in the Secretaries' Cup final on 18 minutes. Farrington 0, Lansdown 1. It's the breakthrough they thoroughly deserve. Good header, close range from the front man. Goalkeeper helpless, Mark Batchelor. And it's the first time this season that Lansdown have taken the lead against Farrington in those 2-2 draws. They had to come back from the dead, came out from 2-0 down. Not much time left. But they have made the breakthrough, and few can dispute that they deserve it. Here's Rigby. Looks like a row to pick up. This is good from Lansdown now. They're buzzing. It's in behind for Smythe. Batchelor's off his line. Smythe's gone round him. He's been forced wide of goal. Chapman's waiting in the middle. O'Shea is there as well. Farrington have got numbers back. Smythe's going to take it to the byline, and Nick Johnson with a sliced clearance. Well brought down from O'Shea. Lloyd back to O'Shea. Lloyd again. Row up for the header. Tucker gets enough on it. There's a real mix-up in the Farrington back line. He's gone diving in as Leon Rigby, and no arguments about that. It's a penalty to Lansdown. O'Shea, the man, fouled. And Leon Rigby, Farrington's longest-serving player. He's made around 400 appearances, and the morning goes from bad to worse. It's Alex Chapman who's picking up the ball. He could have a second in the space of a few minutes here. See what Mark Batchelor can do. He certainly faced a few penalties in his time, and he saved it! Poor penalty from Alex Chapman. Batchelor went the right way. Because it was fairly central, it's fired back off his legs. And wow, that could be a real turning point. He's still on the attack now with Smythe, and Josh Johnson gets an interception in. What a frenetic start we have had to this Secretary's Cup final. Certainly expecting a more even battle, but Lansdown have been by far the better of the two teams. Farrington haven't got going at all. Lloyd had no chance really to bring that one down. I thought Alex Chapman, the man for the big occasion, plays at a good level on the Saturday, but as we've seen many a time in the last few years here, penalties squandered here at Twerton Park. Claude. Nick Johnson. Claude in space. Whitfield and Rigby have swapped wings now for the time being. Rawlings. Good covering from Evans. Do work hard, Lansdown, witnessed in the semi-final. Good team, no real sort of stars in amongst them. Good unit. There's Rigby, gave away a penalty a few moments ago. Looking for Swift, and a touch comes off the player boss. Not much between the teams in terms of history. They've played 11 times. Lansdown have won 4, drawn 4, and lost 3. 2 of the defeats were in their first season when Farrington scored over 80 goals in their first year in the District League, having switched from Froome. This is by far Farrington's highlight, reaching this prestigious final. Struggled in the last few years, particularly defensively. It's a clear foul from Smith and Chapman. Barge in the back. One for Britain to take. 27-year-old. I was told pre-match, in capitals, always arrives in the changing rooms with some sort of pastry. Much more on that later. Again, he's got good distance on it. But Chapman, Claude wins the header. Helped on from Turvey. Whitfield gets there first before Killer. Jack Killer works for the BBC. I'm hoping they'll be showing highlights of this game, particularly at cross. In my notes, he'll tell you he's made around 20 assists this season. The records are scant, and he's certainly got one today. Smythe tries to get onto that. Interesting interception from Johnson. He's the man who's been fouled. Claude takes it quickly to Rigby. Too quickly, or potentially the ball was rolling. Our Lansdown side, who in the Secretary's Cup haven't excelled at all. It's the first time, well, because they started in the quarterfinals, it's the furthest they've been. Started 2013-14, lost 7-0 at Walcott in round 2, 3-1 at Claverton a year later, same round. And again in 2015-16 against Odd-Down reserves. 16-17 they were defeated by 2 in the first round. Here they are now in the final. Rawlings might win behind it. Lloyd's trying to keep up with him. Rawlings with a shot, and it's just over the bar. Not to get a shot where tall did Corey Rawlings. Stop the front man. A couple of efforts now. Farrington still yet to trouble Matt Britton. Chapman gets a flick on. Claude covers. Chapman again. From Smythe, and again from Evans. Telling interception in the end from Rigby. Needed to, so Shea was lurking dangerously. Farrington switched off for this throw. Plenty of time for Lloyd. Cross. Best runs. Johnson gets enough on it. Rigby. The elder statesman, 37 now. So much younger Rawlings. Passing away. Smith. A misunderstanding of Swift, so Bishop can cover. Really kept it in play to O'Shea. Best balls forward though from Bishop. He was initially listed amongst the substitutes in this game, and he got the nod. Here's Ollie Smith. Rigby. Oh, it's a needless foul really from O'Shea. Clip the heels. Reversal of the penalty decision there. No dispute about either. So Marcus O'Shea, man I'm told, enjoys his Saturday nights before he plays. He's always one of the first in the changing room, to his credit. So Tucker to take. That penalty spot area, couldn't quite find Smith. Evans gets it away, not too well. Rowe, now Claude. Josh Johnson now, tried to juggle it away, and now it's a real chance of a break for Lansdown if they get this right. It's Evans with O'Shea, it's over the top, looking for Smythe. It's a little bit too long. Batchelor should be able to deal with the danger. Committed men forward there, Farrington. Lansdown almost exploited it. It's opening 25 minutes or so. They'll be more than happy with how they've accustomed in this Secretary's Cup final. Both these teams will be able to defend their title next year. And Farrington win a throw in. Last few winners have often ended up being promoted, which means they're no longer eligible in the competition. These two sort of in the middle of Division 3. It's been a really good division this year. Competitive. Illustrated by the fact that Farrington lost to Welton early in the season, but also beat OV twice, who won the league. Welton struggled as Lloyd with a cross, went straight at Batchelor. I won't record that as a shot on target. Whitfield, bravery there to get there before Evans. Swift. Turvey. Rigby's going to have to give chase. And a few years ago, might be able to keep that in play. On this wide surface at Twerton Park. Rigby. There's Smith now. Should get there before Bishop. Bishop's covered well. He's in fact gone behind for a corner. From Ollie Smith. Not a single goal this season. He scored in a recent friendly against Welton. Third corner beneath Farrington. And for Tucker to trot across to take. leading marksman, 10 goals this term. Tucker's delivery. Oh, goes through a whole crowd of bodies, and it must have taken a nick off somebody in there. Claude was in the mix. A bit of grin about it. Well, would have been wider had he got the telling touch. Rawlings is going to take this one. Again, it's a good delivery. Johnson's in there. There's a real muddle. It's out there to Tucker. Didn't connect with it at all. And Rawlings draws it back in and puts it wide of goal. I think he was just trying to put it back into the danger zone more than anything. Corey Rawlings, don't think he was intending to trouble the goalkeeper. Better from Farrington. Set pieces, they'll be looking to make some sort of inroads. Side who say unbeaten in 2019, unbeaten in 6 in the league. Their last defeat was on the 2nd of December. They lost at Bear Flat. So Lansdown made a change as well. It's Kit Barnes who's come on. Knows Twerton Park quite well. He's a sports scientist. Claude clears. Trying to establish which Lansdown player went off. He switched off for a moment. Good footwork from Nick Johnson, known for that. Former Portland man. Rigby. Boyd gets there first. He's got Moon behind him. Good football from Lansdown. Lloyd, oh, he's got the foot in there, he did. On Rigby. Marcus O'Shea was the man who was withdrawn, perhaps for just a bit of a breather, heavily involved. Farrington still yet to make any changes, and the rolling subs rules in operation. That's Rigby with this one. Swift. Head away in the end from Moon. Back in from Turvey. Turvey again. Bravery in the end from Bishop. Josh Johnson picks it up, goes all the way through. Is there a chance for Ollie Smith? Oh, he's put it wide. Flag didn't go up. Ghosted in unannounced over on the far side. I think Ollie Smith perhaps wasn't expecting the ball to travel that far, but it's a good chance for Farrington. Plenty of efforts on goal in this first half. 10 I've tossed it up in the opening half hour. Smith scored in a recent 3-3 draw with Bear Flat. He came up from 2-0 down. No nonsense clearance from Wilkinson. Claude should be able to nod this back, does well. Goalkeeper Batchelor. Back to Claude. Swift gets a little touch on. Oh, Smith's away now down the left-hand side. He's got Rawlings waiting in the middle, and Turvey, a good, strong interception there from Killer. He'll be happy with how the first half hour or so has gone on. His first full season with the club, Jack Killer. Rawlings into the box. Good turn away from trouble. Whitfield. Rawlings. And looking at Smith, but cleared from Wilkinson. Farrington showing a little bit more press now. They've got the better about the last 5 minutes or so. Keeping Lansdown hemmed in. Whitfield now. It's a good ball. Smith didn't quite get it under control and forced the edge of the area. Gets a shot in the end. Comfortably gathered from Britain, by my reckoning. That's his first shot on target for Farrington. Chapman. Finds Killer. Smythe is fouled. It's a frustration of Johnson. Trying to delay the taking of this. A couple of Farrington men. It's got Killer to take. So get another assist to his name. Wilkinson backed, and he scored in the last round from a set piece, a delivery. In the end, Josh Johnson gets enough on it, heads it behind for a corner, like we played yesterday evening. Usually plays the goalkeeper over High Littleton, so probably wouldn't have had as much dashing about as normal. Defender is his preferred position. Evans with his corner. Floater delivery. Swift gets ahead on, Barnes. And that to Moon. It's into the danger zone, and again it's gone through a crowd of bodies. Head in hand time for Chapman. Couldn't get enough on it, and goes behind for another goal kick. Good entertaining start to this Secretaries' Cup final, which was high scoring last year as well. In truth, it was a pretty one-sided affair. Bath United comfortably beat Twerton Park. Jack Rowlands, I think, City fans, stole in with 4. And a fine lob in the second half. It's a decent header so far that separates these sides. Johnson. Brought down from Rigby, with Barnes is stolen off his toes. Smythe. A reach chase, going through nicely to Rowe. He's taken on the captain's armband. Wilkinson. To pick out Evans, Whitfield got their back to defend. Faced by his opposition captain, forced to concede the throw. Claude hooks it into the air. Chapman, well put down from Chapman. No nonsense clearance from Whitfield. They've got the pace of Rawlings, could trouble him in behind, but they won't when they've got a strong defender like Wilkinson on him. It's Lloyd. Smythe, and he's offside. Just timed his run wrong there, did Jack Smythe. Recent recruit. Bishop, that's just about enough. Moon. It's been a trip there, and the referee's signalling an advantage. And it's a good one because Barnes has been set free. Tries to find Evans. Chapman's there as well. It's a real mix-up. Evans! Oh, a stunning goal that would have been. It's a fine save, actually, from Batchelor. Evans, great technique there at that Bristol end. He would have loved that to nestle in. It bounced awkwardly in front of the goalkeeper, but he's done well to parry it away. Batchelor frustrated with his defence. Too many gaps, really, in there. And there's a tough tackling midfielder is Evans. He showed a different side to his game then. He's going to take the corner as well. A couple of goals to his name this year. Versatile. Head away from Claude. Turvey completes the clearance. Rawlings. Too many options ahead of them. Rawlings is going to have to time his run right here. Pick up the loose ball, Rawlings. Smith. See what he's trying to do. Turn the favour. Chapman. Killer. Just awkwardly in front of Johnson. Got away with it. Rowe couldn't locate Smythe up ahead of him. So it gives Rigby plenty of grass to run into. Swift trying to get the better of Bishop. He's done well, in fact. Find Rawlings. He needs support in the middle. Smith is there. No, well covered in the end from Killer. Didn't take any chances. Hacks it away for a throw in to Albion. 7.5 minutes and a half remaining. Lansdown lead. Alex Chapman, goal in 18 minutes and missed a penalty 2 minutes later. Getting further breathing space. It's Tucker's challenging with Moon. Anyone's guess who that came last off. Decision benefit of the doubt has gone to the Lansdown side. And Tucker in there. Scored a lot of goals at High Littleton this year. He was Nomad's all-time top goal scorer. The side he ran last season. Associated with them for years. It's his second spell at Farrington. So he's been pushed more into an attacking role. Swift deeper than we were expecting. It's Evans, Smythe's up ahead of him. He's got a whole crowd of Farrington players buzzing around him. Wasps in the yellow and black, but Evans has managed to find space in behind. Evans, oh, he's fortunate that Josh Johnson was back there. I think that was goal bound. Back to Killer again on this right-hand side. Johnson volleys away. Tucker's lost out to Chapman. Grateful that Josh Johnson was there to bail him out. Also, not the full connection from Wilkinson. Balling's in, but good covering from his central defensive partner, Mark Bishop. Chances at each end. Farrington winning another corner. Bishop's player reinstated into the starting lineup. There's going to be another one for Tucker to take. It's only his 4th appearance, Mark Bishop, as well. Let's see whether Tucker will go for that 6-yard box again. Near post, keeper should get there, he gets punched in. Oh, Nick Johnson in the end, I think it just came straight back at him. He couldn't really direct his header goalwards. Put it over in the end. Nick Johnson, man who scored Nomad's last ever goal almost a year ago. The club folded. Got a couple this season. Likes to venture forward from the back and with his footwork more than his heading. Flick on from Smythe. Barnes is going to try and give chase. Forlorn chase. Energetic winger, Kit Barnes. Student at Albion. A bit of energy shown there from Rigby. He's lost out in the end to Rowe. Good covering from Tucker. Really good covering, actually. Smith. Aimless ball. It's one for Swift to chase. Look forward to now. Swift, who's turned 40. Barnes receives it off Smythe. Josh Johnson's always given up there. It's a floated ball towards Chapman, and it's a good ball as well, in fact. Perhaps he was aiming for Smythe, but Chapman appreciates the cross. Kit Barnes, who's in the away dugout for the start of this game. He's often sat in the home one as a Joe Gill's backroom team, I suppose you can say. Every Bar City game, helping the players recover from their injury. Evans, Smythe could be in now, is held up for him. Smythe gets the header on, is it going to go all the way in? It is! Hesitation again in the Farrington back line. Jack Smythe, who scored in the semi-final to make it 2-0, and he has made it 2-0 here as well on 42 minutes. It was just a ball forward from Evans, really. Everybody seemed to stop for Farrington, and Jack Smythe took full advantage. 42 minutes. Dreamland for Lansdown. They lead by 2-0. So Farrington have to do to Lansdown what Lansdown did to them back in March. Farrington led 2-0 and were in control. Ended up with a 2-2 draw. Farrington's last home game of the season, in fact. But wow, they need to go in and regroup. So they've had a few flushes going forward. No real moves, more set pieces. They've been more danger, whereas Lansdown have been the better side. Is Chapman. front men have contributed really this afternoon, this morning rather. It's going to cross over into the afternoon by the time the second half starts. Smythe. Oh, he's away from Nick Johnson, who's gone down. Still Smythe, plays it back to Barnes. Oh, good save from Batchelor. Lansdown have had chances to extend this lead. See if Farrington can steal something before the interval, as Rawlings will try his utmost. A determined effort like that, he's gone down as well. All going wrong for Farrington. Barnes, Evans. Rawlings just needs to put his boots on more than anything. Johnson, not the best of clearances. The best balls forward either from Rowe. Finally, this has been the team in blue. Britain is in attendance, one of their sponsors. He'll be impressed with what he's seen. They brought them luck in the semi-final, and they led by 3-0 at half-time. They could do the same here. It's Chapman. Waiting for the run-up ahead of him. Claude intercepts. Read it well. Rawlings. Moon holding up its progress. Phone goes Farrington's way. Tucker. Claude. I feels he was clipped there from Smythe. There's his apologies. Still no real dangerous challenges so far in this game, which you wouldn't expect. Two teams are happier to just concentrate on playing football. Farrington side, who've got a couple of players missing as well. They could have done with Ben Rutter, who's travelling in Asia, and Dave Fairweather. Chose this morning to go fishing, Zani. Rigby though, Rawlings inside. Rigby goes to the far post, a Swift, and got a volley on it. High rather than goalwards. Evans in the end clears. Players electing for the ball to bounce. Chapman, a real danger man so far, inside to Rowe. Evans, quite much under that. Tucker. Rawlings, but Wilkinson, no nonsense clearance. And first half stoppage time now. Lansdown don't really want the half to end. Andy Howard, boss. Still does get his boots out now and again, but he's left himself out the 16 for this one. Tucker sends it across, Lloyd to get it away. Smith. Side flag's gone up. It's a strange one. In fact, it doesn't matter because that's the last action of the first half, and it is won strongly in favour of Lansdown. They'll be thoroughly delighted with how that opening 45 has gone. Deservedly ahead. The players troop off. Goals from the two front men. Alex Chapman, leading scorer. No, he's missed a penalty as well. 2 minutes later. And Jack Smythe doubling up the advantage on 42 minutes. The header, which had enough on it to cross the line after the Farrington defence were exposed. So it'll be Lansdown, it'll be far the happier. They'll be going into the visiting changing room at the break. It's 2019 Secretaries' Cup final. We knew there was going to be a first-time winner, and at the moment, it's going to be the team in blue. At the break, it is Farrington 0, Lansdown 2. 13's back out for this second half. So Lansdown made another change. I think Miles Lofton is near side. Number 16. Been introduced. Smythe actually. He scored that second goal. It was his 4th of the season, just his 7th appearance. Nearly missed the semi-final. He certainly didn't miss this one. Evans. In touch for Loftus. Johnson there to cover. Claude. Turvey. Good ball from Turvey actually. Swift. Rawlings. Just offside. Did look tight. Always looking along the line. And then Lanning, but it's flagged up straight away. Farrington will, Lansdown rather, will restart with a free kick. Yeah, as I said, Smythe, that was his 4th goal. It was Alex Chapman's 15th goal of the season. Also scored averages around 1 every other game for Portishead in Western League Division 1. Scored a caution the other week. Told he loves a moan. Well, he wouldn't have been complaining with the cross from Killer to help him nod in the opener. Claude and Evans do battle. Wilkinson. Slightly misplaced. Claude to take the throw. Shadow starting to form. Twerton Park pitch. It's Rawlings. Receives it from Tucker. Bishop across, still Rawlings. Just goes behind Turvey. Nuno cover, very well in fact. Behind Bishop. Lloyd rather. It's misplaced ball. And for Bishop to clear. Side Lansdown, he formed as Touchstone in 2013, the same year that Farrington joined the Barton District. Reached this stage, a 3-0 win over Estrella and 3-1 against Brewhouse. 2 tough opponents. I think they'll keep a clean sheet against Estrella was a good one. It's Craig Rogers who chipped in with a couple of goals in that one, as he has done against Farrington this year. 13 and 11 games in total, but he's missing through injury, as is Aidan McCaffrey. He's a big part of the squad, but sprained his knee. There's a few others who could have made the ranks, which is promising, Andy Howard said. Several Sunday sides are going by the wayside because they can't raise a team, whereas Lansdown at the moment, around 20+ man squad. Bodes well. Smith. Back there is Chapman. Rowe. He's more central. He's found the wing for Welton, who he played alongside him. Killer. Sensible ball to Loftus. Now covered over from Johnson. Stood his ground. Clearance from Wilkinson, just land into someone's garden, I think, over Freeview Road. And he's also played in goal a few times. Scored the 3rd goal in the last round. Judged to across the line. Judged to across the line with yours truly, running with it. Claude tried to find Rawlings in the throw, so Smith. Carted on for Tucker. Precious little to feed off, really. Farrington maybe gone to more of a back 4 with Rigby as a fullback. Claude as well. He's missed out here though. As Evans got space down right hand side. Claude tries to come across. Good ball in, and then he found Chapman on the far post. It's Moon. Barnes. Can't find Moon. Tucker, he's turned away from trouble and it's allowed it to run loose now to Rawlings. Going in, bearing down on goal. Rawlings, he's tucked it away nicely. 5 minutes into the start of the second half, and it's a vital goal back for Farrington. At last they got in behind the back four, which until then had been rather sturdy, but Rawlings rushes the ball back to the centre circle. He'll be delighted with that one. It's his 7th goal in the season, and his 8th appearance. And the youngsters half the deficit. Farrington 1, Lansdown 2. Only their 2nd shot on target, I believe. Oh, he said next goal could be crucial. Well, he said it off camera, I think. Now we've got a game in our hands. Rawlings, Johnson. Yeah, certainly more back four, and it's paying dividends so far. As Rawlings is in space, Tucker's in the middle, Whitfield making a late run. Important header away though from Bishop. Rawlings, a lively front man, not the best of balls though, and they've got it back. Claude. Johnson. Definitely Rigby is operating more as a fullback in the second half. Best distribution. Josh Johnson on a mini ascent forward. Killer. Start to open up. Good interception there from Nick Johnson, the elder of the two brothers. He's only 32 though. Rawlings. Tucker cushioned it well. I think it was more intended as a cross, and he was swift at the back post, but only momentarily troubled Matt Britton. Tucker, I think, played twice yesterday. Often does, plays with Castle Green in the Bristol Churches League. Stacks of clubs on his dossier. 31 now. Impressive goal ratio. He's got 10. This is his 13th appearance this season. The privilege of living with me for around a year or so. On the ball then, batting with Moon. Summer Valley, his club on Saturdays. And filled with Rowe, one of his teammates, also on the Saturday scene. Flo, clever ball, looking for Rawlings. Knocked up from Wilkinson. They get jittery, this Lansdown defence. He'd held firm in that first half. 2 clean sheets this season, not a 3rd now. Killer heads it into this empty popular side terrace. Good wait for Claude to retrieve the ball. Certainly busier here yesterday. It was 1,000 plus at Barcesty's 3-0 defeat against St Albans. Farrington side had conceded 26 in their first 7 and 13 in the second next 7 matches. And breached twice in the first half. Claude knees it behind. Kidder asks for calmness from his team. To dip his lace. Chance for a breather.
Miles off, Alex.
So he gained a few yards in that throw. Bishop. Barnes. Lloyd. B wins it back to Whitfield, to elder statesman on that right hand side. Combined age is 70 plus. And link up. And Rawlings really the main man who gives them pace in this side. Chapman. Barnes has managed to take it off him. Farrington got men back. He's had to go and fill, and he's fouled needlessly now from Josh Johnson. And trickery of Kit Barnes. Told some of the Bath City players will be here to support him this afternoon. Just about to cross over into the afternoon. He's the latest man to take responsibility for these. Clearly don't have one set player for set pieces, Lansdown. Dinks it in. Flick on from Moon. Johnson gets a header away, it's loft ice. Josh Johnson gets a follow-up header. To Claude, to Tucker, from Killer. Rawlings now, give chase. It's a late run from Rigby in the middle. Tried to pick him out. Rigby made that run all the way forward. Whitfield covering for him momentarily, but comes with gather really for goalkeeper Britton. Made a more spectacular save, which means he is the photography, Mark Silver football photography, like the header of my page on Facebook. Stunning one-handed parry against Brewhouse. Certainly one of the better goalkeepers in the league. Chapman wins the header. Keep it in play though, Loftus. He's got a little bit of pace about him. Self-proclaimed fastest man in Bath, in fact. Certainly Scott is the most injured man in Bath. He's probably why he's sat on the bench. He's Rowe. Sees it out.
Come on! Richie, back again. Richie, come in again. Switch on. Hey. Talk.
Wilkinson, it's a clearance away. Chapman, Jocelyn, Johnson. Barnes, furthest man forward at the moment. Good control. Good all in behind as well to Loftus. Watch from Claude, he's gone inside Loftus. Chapman's in space and important intervention. Josh Johnson snuffs out the attack. Moon in space for Killer. He's taking a sting out of it, Rigby. A bit of a positional change. It's on, flag's not gone up, and Chapman is parried twice. I think there's a double save in the end from Batchelor. Everybody seemed to stop, the flag didn't go up. Foul from Smith, late on Killer. Doesn't bother to check whether his opponent's okay. Ollie Smith, in fact, he's going to pick up the first caution of the game. Referee Chris Rogers, not too impressed with that. 58 minutes. Becomes the first man in the book. Killer will be okay to continue. Another man hovering over this latest set piece. I think Evan is going to take control. Killer is going to take it, so early test to see whether his feet have recovered. Clearly not. It's fortunate, he's going to get it back. Floated delivery. Got that all wrong, Killer. Shakes his head in disappointment. It's time for Farrington to make a change just before the hour mark. Dan Whitfield going off. I think it's Josh McClellan who's coming on. '21-year-old. Goal every other game, doesn't feature too regularly for Farrington. So 3 and 6. See if he can make a name for himself in this final. He's filling in on this left-hand side. Josh Johnson, fortunate. Don't manage to find his teammates. Green brings it under control. And Rowe. Killer's missed out. McClellan. Energy as you'd expect. A good ball actually for Rawlings. He's in behind again, is Rawlings. Oh, he couldn't quite find the angle there. Stretching a little bit. But once again, that's hope for the Farrington front men. Rawlings, the ball just got a little bit away from him as he bore down on goal. Hearts would have been fluttering. And this time he couldn't keep it on target. Sends it wide. Swift and a good header to McClellan. Early impact there. Oh, he nearly managed to find Rawlings over on the far side again. Important header away in the end from Lloyd. And foul throw is given. Commonplace in Sunday football. This time Rawlings the man punished. Ian Lanning over on the far side indicating he raised a leg. Slight frustration there for Farrington. So anyway, a slow start to the season, Farrington. They were knocked out of the Stan Wilson Cup by Estrella, Division 3 rivals. 2019 had, until today, been far more fruitful. As for Lansdown's only victories this year have been in cup competitions. They don't care if they hold on today. There's Tucker, doing some holding his own with Bishop. Swift flips it in from McClellan. Good strong header away though from Wilkinson. Wayward one. Corner is given. Another goalkeeper, Britain, thought it had already gone out. And Farrington, and then they've got men who can put the ball in the danger zone. It's an in-swinger, Tucker to take it. Johnson brothers are up. Needlessly given away, they don't pay for it. Just past the hour mark now. Tucker's delivery, well, I mentioned before he scored direct from the corner in the semi-final. I don't think he was intending to. I doubt he was then either, but this time it lands on the roof of the net. Tucker scored against Lansdown. The 2-2 back a couple of weeks ago. Dan Whitfield had scored in both games and he's just been replaced. Been playing too frequently, Farrington. In their 7th game of the year, actually. It's been in mid-April. As Lansdown been playing catch-up, really. So their season's still yet to end. Barnes, maybe kicked in the head there, I think. And Rigby. Barnes have got in on the blind side. Real malice in it. So Evans to take. Only 20 minutes gone in the second half. Again, a bit of a muddle between a few players. Complaints of being pushing there, didn't really see too much. And also a foul from McClellan on Killer. Got there before him, and similar to what we had a few moments ago, I think just snuck in on the blind side, and McClellan penalised. The sun started to come out now. Twerton Park is still a bitterly cold morning. The first of these 3 finals, the other 2 will possibly be midweek affairs, you would have thought, in May. Stan Milsom and Tom Morgan. Places the teams higher up the league, so his Killer takes it, and not the best of deliveries. I'm going to swap their taker, perhaps. Rigby. Rawlings, diagonal ball. He's managed to find McClellan now. First time shot over the bar. Great ball from Rawlings. Managed to find him. I think McClellan had a little bit more time than he expected. But maybe brought it down. Lashed at it somewhat. There's another opening for Farrington. Fortunately for them, in my reckoning, they've had about 8 shots off target. Only 2 on, one of them the killer goal. So we're going to test Britain a little bit more in these final 25 minutes. Loftus is penalised that time. Ooze in the crowd over on the far side, a couple of them bouncing up and down, you can see on the terraces. Bouncing up and down with deliveries like that. Waste. See if Farrington to roll the dice again. Got Ricky Jenkins on the bench as a forward. Not the best goal scoring record this season. He plays a Tunley on Saturdays. So vast majority of these Farrington squad do play twice over a weekend. So McClellan biting away. Barnes has got there first. Oh, he slipped in behind now. This is a chance of Chapman. Loftus is in the middle. Chapman might want to go alone. It's a good save from Batchelor. I think he might be slightly frustrated. His teammate there. He didn't square it. Eyes lit up. And he couldn't capitalise. It's cheaply given away from Smith. It's an opportunity for Lansdown to make some more changes. Mark Rowe's going to go off. So Rich Evans will take on the captaincy. Should try and figure out who is coming on. And instructions from Andy Howard. It might be Will Hardy. Midfield role. Yeah, it is Will Hardy, who has never scored for Lansdown. Highstown who did that. And there's Chapman, the man who opened the scoring. And there's one corner. Fine touch off Josh Johnson. Chapman heavily involved this afternoon. Opened the scoring and saw a penalty save 2 minutes later. Given further daylight instead, just a slender advantage. Kitman strolls across to take corner for Lansdown. Corner number 4, I think. It looked like it had gone out and come back in. Indeed, what's been signalled. Better deliveries this morning. And from Mark Batchelor to I want to get on with this quickly. Also a keen cricketer. He's run Kilmersdon, village side. Tucker, Rawlings. That's involvement for Harding. A good ball as well to Barnes. He's come more central now from his usual wide position. Killer. Barnes again. Good on the ball. He seems to be in the right place. Perhaps helps. He joins in with the training, I think, with the Varsity first team. Jerry Gill mentioned he scored an exquisite lob recently. No evidence of that. Johnson concedes a corner. Farrington side, who reached the semis of this competition last year. Johnson wouldn't have been part of the side then. He was at Porton most of the time. He played in a 2015 Cup final win against GT Sports Reserves alongside his brother. So we'll see if Lansdown can make more use of this corner. And they're entrusting Barnes with it. This one stayed in. Headed away from Swift. Harding. I think he's meant to be a shot. He's playing Barnes. And blocked from Swift. He kept his arms behind his back. Thrown inside to Killer at the Barnes. A little bit of space. Cleland's come across and Barnes has beaten him. Gone in for the next challenge. Kill from Claude. I think won the ball then. What's wrong with that? It's McClellan now. That's in the way with Moon. Evans covers. So his Lansdown side works so hard for one another. Flag stays down. Loftus on the left-hand side, but he sends his cross straight into the side netting. Not impressed with the assistant on his near side. They're concentrating on their game. As the cross from Loftus hit that side netting. Lansdown under the guise of Touchstone got the better of Farrington in this competition in 2014, and they're getting better than now. Still lead by 2-1. Rawlings going to give chase, unable to keep it in. Farrington side in their last 4 seasons. I'll be first to admit they haven't really excelled. They finished 8th out of 9, 7th out of 8, 9th out of 12 in a competitive Division 4, and 6th last season. Lansdown are going to make a change. Loftus, the man who came on at half time, I think he's going to come back off. Marcus Chapman, front man, come on. 73 minutes. Marcus Chapman, who knows this as well. Not a really surprise for any kid, but he used to be in the bladed costume, the varsity mascot. Used to impress the crowd with some keepy uppies. Got top now alongside his brother. A couple of goals actually Marcus Chapman this season. Some score against Brewhouse, again recovered.
Hey, come on, hey, keep going. Hey, we keep going, don't we? Come on.
Second half hasn't had the excitement of the first, been a bit tenser, as you'd expect for a cup final. Lansdown doing enough, restricting Farrington to 2 chances really. That's one of them they've taken. They'll more than happily box them in for the time being. Killer wants a ball boy, there's one spectator who's going to dash across to get it. The referee will probably stop his watch. Yeah, another go, again off Josh Johnson. First touch on Marcus Chapman. Ball in. Johnson moves off to JJ Jr., I suppose. Decision goes Lansdown away, looked like the final. And it's Farrington's way actually, for a touch off Rawlings. Rigby has he conceded that penalty in the first half, and this one is actually against bare flat. Don't have much joy involving the spot. Final 15 minutes. Ty still on a bit of a knife edge. Claude. Good space. Ball to Rawlings. Got it away from Wilkinson. He's got patch penalty areas. Managed to find Tucker. Who can go into control, and the killer got there first. Swift. Smith. I think the flag perhaps would have gone up on Rawlings had he latched on to that, but over the ball because it's comfortable for the goalkeeper. Johnson. Swift. Barnes getting stuck in. Rigby managed to hold off a combination of Moon and Bishop. It's a floated one. That floated straight into the hands of McBritton there. Hasn't been tested too often this morning. Which is now crossed into this afternoon. 75 past 11. It's a slightly wacky time. There's Tucker flicks it over to Rawlings. Can't touch with Wilkinson. Going to do another substitution, Farrington. Ricky Jenkins being instructed to come on for his final 13 minutes or so. And Tucker withdrawn. Perhaps needs a break. He did play twice yesterday, certainly played in the evening. Ricky Jenkins, a former Portland man. Comes on for number 7 in minute 77. Rawlings. Claude. Nearly found Jenkins in the first touch. Needed a whole crowd of bodies. For Marcus Chapman to give chase. Cover from Turvey. Tense moments, no doubt, in this Lansdown dugout. Andy Howard. Yeah, pretty good level himself. Wells. Placed Marcus Chapman and Josh Franken in 2016. Too long then from Josh Johnson to McClellan. Also captain the university first team at Falmouth, Andy Howard. Describes himself now more as a manager-player as opposed to player-manager. Hasn't featured as regularly nowadays. Wasn't even at the game last week. A 6-0 defeat against Olympic Victoria. Saw OV pick up their medals after at the moment. The Lansdown picking up the winners' ones. Johnson mistake there. Marcus Chapman finds Alex Chapman. Claude Company sends it towards the far post. The wind, I think. Barnes. Lloyd. It's interesting. Oh, it's hit the bar. Tom Lloyd. I think he was more a cross intended than a shot. Might have been some way to clinch success. And won a free kick as well in a dangerous position. Tom Lloyd, he's only scored 1 goal in around 6 seasons, which, according to the records I was given, was at Farrington in controversial circumstances. So, an interesting one. Goalkeeper was beaten. Fortunate to see it come back off the woodwork, but free kick now, which is taken quickly. Evans to Chapman. Chapman is blocked from Jenkins. Evans again. Nodded into the air twice, and just wide in the end. Gathered in the end from Batchelor. Bishop with 2 headers. Wilkinson with the latest one. Jenkins. McClellan. On the top, looking for Jenkins. Rawlings has done well to get there before Killer, but waste of a delivery. Goes straight out, play for a Goal kick, frustrating really for Farrington frontman. He's been the most likeliest source, the man in the picture. Pulled that goal back. He's got pace, the youngster. He hasn't had too many clear openings. A well-marshalled Lansdown back line. Hardy. Real confusion there. He's managed to come away with the ball though. Marcus Chapman's in space on the far side. Instead he uses Barnes. I think combination of fouls between Claude and Josh Johnson. Barnes returns to his feet. Gone quickly for some reason for Lansdown. Killer, can he get a better delivery this time? No. I think he was meant to cross it. It's ended up being a shot on target, which was a comfortable gather for Batchelor. Just the one goal this season for Killer. Expect from the fullback. Nick Johnson's fouls. We've got two sets of brothers now. Two in attack for Lansdown, two in defence for Farrington. Johnson's and the Chapmans. And Smith. Again, a wasted delivery, a quality from Farrington. They're getting good positions. Their final ball, final product has been really poor. This final, there's plenty of space out on this pitch, but forwards have precious little to work from. Second half perhaps dipped in quality from the first. So Farrington are going to make another change. I think it's Marcus O'Shea being reintroduced for Killer. Use of the rolling substitutes rule. Marcus O'Shea won the penalty in the first half. Lansdown have just won a goal kick. I'm just telling him to get on with it. They're going to make a change, Farrington. Boss is bringing himself off, and he's going to bring on John Kilburn. Experienced front man, also plays for Peasdown, who scored in the quarter-finals against Welton. An anchor man in midfield. Marcus Chapman could be away. Kilburn's had a cover. His first involvement. It's not got enough on it. It's Barnes. It's going to go wide. Didn't touch off the goalkeeper, and they reacted quickest to the loose ball from Marcus Chapman's knock on. He couldn't prod it goalwards. It's gone wide, and will they rue that miss, because that would have been the cup safely in the cabinet if that rolled in. Moon helps it up in the air. Somewhere near the moon. Rigby, Jenkins, O'Shea, and Jenkins has brought him down. He knows he has. Players sportingly helping each other up. Wayward delivery from Evans with well cushioned from O'Shea. Chapman. O'Shea's continued his run. It's going to stay in. Battling player as O'Shea has proven there. He's managed to get it. Turvey's gone down for Farrington. Sniffles overrun it. Stayed down. I think Farrington will have to make a change here, you'd think. Turvey, 32-year-old. There's a few players who doesn't play Saturday mornings or afternoons. So they've almost got a front four now, Farrington, in his final 5 minutes. Jenkins, Rigby, McClellan and Rawlings. Hardy waits to take his throw. Chapman. Get behind. Claude read it. Moon. Still Farrington, he's done well. Barnes got a lot of space on his left-hand side. Kilburn not keen to close him down. Oh, he's overhit the ball. A few errors. So Barnes is impressed since he's come on. Oh, that goal kick wasn't impressive. It's now out to Chapman, who tried to return the favour. Real snapshot. Sails wide, Alex Chapman. Described as the biggest moaner in the club. He's handing out a few instructions there. I'll have to blank it out in the final copy. Again, good bustling away there from Lloyd. Evans wins a header. Desperation for Farrington. Got a third 2-2 between these sides in a row. Threatening too much in the second half. And Barnes is tripped. Kilburn, who runs away from trouble. He's only been on a couple of minutes. I think he's going to pick up a yellow card. Picked up his fair share, so he'll pick up one against Blue Eyes earlier this season. And John Kilburn becomes the second Farrington man and the second man overall in the book this afternoon. So a message through which to me indicates that Kingsmead have won one of their cup finals, cup semi-finals this afternoon. It's cup final concentrating on now. Evans' ball forwards headed from Claude. Kilburn, man just booked. However, Veronica's trying to test the microphone, might be picking up over on the far side. There's a handball, not given. Again, no nonsense clearance. Bishop. Rigby. 400 plus appearances, and we've lost some more silverware, but it's a tough ask now in his final 2.5 minutes of normal time. Here's Kilburn. Good feet. Again, really poor delivery. Miles overhit and goes straight behind. It's been a sign of Farrington's game. Going to good positions, haven't made the most of them at all. Side who've scored a decent amount of goals this season. Decent amount of goals recently. I won't be too impressed with how this final has panned out for them. They've worked so hard to reach this stage as well. The Olympic Victoria 2 weeks ago. Came from behind in extra time. This side with the best defence in the league, but at the moment, Lansdown looking rather comfortable. And another change of Farrington. I think it's Dan Whitfield who's going to come on for Daniel Turvey.
Come on, Lancer, everything you've got.
Better off making a quicker exit with his side trailing. Dan Whitfield scored against Lansdown twice this season, both in 2-2 draws. Is that a bit of an omen? Crossing into the 90th minute. Desperation for Farrington. Now they've got some defending to do. Is Chapman. Couldn't quite find his brother in the middle. Claude was there to cover. Calm footwork now from the defender, 27-year-old Smith. Rigby. Foul from Barnes, and the referee didn't see an advantage. So I think Farrington will send pretty much everybody forward for this. We're just about to tick over into stoppage time. Let's see if their goalkeeper can produce a better delivery than most of their outfield players this morning. Not a bad one. Batchelor into that box. Oh, it almost went straight in, I think. I'm not sure there was a touch on that at all. It was a... Smith had gone in there. That would have been a remarkable way to take this tie into extra time. This whole crowd of bodies. Jenkins was there in the mix, but he went straight through in the heart and mouth time for Lansdown. And it goes wide. It's a really good delivery from Batchelor. Kilburn into the header. And Whitfield, it's a little bit behind McClellan. It's an unusual 1-2, you see. There's a lot of space though for Rawlings on the right-hand side. He's escaped Lloyd. Rawlings sends it into the middle. It's a header. It's a great save. It was a Jenkins with a header. Fine save from Britain. It could be the save that wins Lansdown the cup. Fairly central, but he got a good, strong arm on it. Carried it away to danger. Oh, that's Farrington's opening, and they've won another free kick though. Ricky Jenkins only got one goal to his name this season. In the perfect time to double his tally. And again, Batchelor's going to put this one into the mix. Real pressure being exerted here from Farrington. Desperate to take this game into an extra period. A good header away from Alex Chapman as far as McClellan. Rawlings has a going distance and it goes wide, a goal. No trouble there, and chance to relax. Corey Rawlings, been one of Farrington's better players this morning. This morning, stroke afternoon. I'm never going to get that right. Wish Veronica can hear me. It's working fine. Britain with this. 2 minutes in the stoppage time. So we'll have no board to indicate how much there is. Kilburn went over the top. Bit of a muddle there. And Wilkinson. And Bishop. Jenkins and Bishop battling away. Rawlings. Couldn't get it away though, and much of Lansdown's pleasure. They can send the ball at the other end of the pitch, and it looks like offside. Oh, he could have. Alex Chapman perhaps could have let Marcus run onto that. He would have got away with it, but he was deemed active. So another opening now for Farrington. Rawlings sends it in straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Epitomises the morning, really. Deliveries have not been good enough from Farrington. In terms of possession, there hasn't been too much in it. It's been a close contest. At the moment, they're being made to pay because Farrington were well off it in the first half. Lansdown played well, consistently well throughout, more workmanlike in the second half. And they're moments away from their first ever piece of silverware. One free kick as well. Nearly 4 minutes of stoppage time. Kilburn back out of the way here. He's already on a yellow. Rawlings is also down for Farrington, but I'm sure they'll be keen to just urge him to get back on his feet. So Lloyd's got any sense, he'll send this near the corner. No, he's gone central. Barnes has nicked it off Johnson. Barnes goes for goal! Oh, he's just grazed the top of the bar. There's a stunning effort. Kit Barnes must have been around 30 yards out. Glorious attempt. Ever so slightly over the bar, but Batchelor was off his line. He would have definitely beaten him. Really unlucky to, without doubt, seal the cup. Just over 4 minutes of stoppage time been played. It's still a goal lead for Lansdown. They've won a free kick as well. Whistle they won. In fact, they haven't, because that's the final whistle. Lansdown, for the first time in their history, have clinched some silverware, and they've deserved it as well. It was goals from Alex Chapman and Jack Smythe in the first half. Farrington pulled one back through Corey Rawlings, but on the day they didn't really perform. And Lansdown, whose only wins of 2019 have been in cup competitions, they thoroughly deserve it. They worked especially hard this morning. Rawlings down, desperately disappointed, being consoled, but on the day, I don't think you can argue. Lansdown deserved that. They were the better team. Great moment for Andy Howard and his men. This team formed in 2011. Play their matches up at Lansdown. Its colours reflect those of Lansdown Cricket Club. And sporting handshakes as well after well-fought contest. And after 2 draws between the sides earlier this season, it looked like it could have gone towards another 2-2. A vital late save, though, kept their lead intact, which they held on to. And it's silverware. It's the Secretaries' Cup 2019 winners, Lansdown FC.
How you doing, all right? That's what, cheers. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, thank you. Should we do a victory for it? No. They do a FIFA at the end of the day. Do the victory lap. Oh, the boys. Get the stuff as let's get a photo here. Boys. Yeah, all you fucking midgets get have a snapshot. Before the bubbly. Yes! Yeah, I got a bit of chops. Go on, me son. Go on, me son. Go on. Go on, picture then. Want a picture? Yeah. No, I'm filming. Son's still one. Is he bringing out the champers? There you go! I'm the alcoholic here. You get a video of this. What's the content then? Fucking hell, them boys. Mate, I got one straight in the face, mate. Going straight to the face. Filthy. Tastes like feet. We line up, lads. Hang on, you got a porcelain on Andy's head. Gaffer! Andy! Come on, Gaffer, come on. Pose for a picture.
That is so simple. Hey!
Turn the face. Prince out your hair. Let's go for a photo.
Yeah!
We've got loads of Lucas there. Go for the family.
Fill it up with the Lucas dates boys.
Nice. Boys, turn the face stand. Andy, get on.
Fucking so.
You're so.
Boys. Yes, boys.
Done? Doing autographs after. There you go, boys.
Have your pens and paper ready, ladies and gents.
Well, there it is, Andy. Deserved silverware, first ever in the club's history.
What a day, and what a way to do it. I thought the game could have been over after the 25 minutes, and it wasn't. And we've done this our way in that we've done everything possible not to win that game, and so still somehow won it. But it was deserved. I thought we were the better team on the day, and that's it gives me great pleasure to say that, because I thought we played really well at times. They had the 15 minutes we knew they'd have at some stage. They scored their goal. It all got a bit nervous. But how we've only scored 2 goals in the game, I will never know.
No, I mean, you worked so ridiculously hard, which perhaps I wasn't expecting as much on such a huge surface as this. You take the lead, and then 2 minutes later, you got the chance to double it. Is he normally reliable from the spot?
I've not seen him miss a penalty. The last place I thought he'd go is down the middle, strangely. But can I just credit their goalkeeper for his performance all the way through the afternoon? I thought he was brilliant. When you don't score a penalty in a cup final, you begin to think it might not be your day. I think we hit the woodwork 4 times as well. It could have been very different, but it wouldn't be Lansdown, it wouldn't be my boys if we didn't leave it until the very last seconds to confirm it.
I think, ironically, one of the closest they came, obviously a great save near the end from Matt Britton, but there was a free kick which went through everybody. I don't think it got a touch, and he could have had a goalkeeper scoring an equaliser.
Yeah, it was one of those days, wasn't it? And credit to Farrington, because after the first half, we said at half time, if we do the same again, we'll win the game. But they came out a completely different side, and I credit them for that and for getting their goal and for making it very nervous for us. But well, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm not letting go of this.
Thought you made really good use as well of the rolling subs. Unfortunately, you were forced into one early on with your captain going off, but you got plenty of energy on the bench. Especially Kit Barnes, he sealed it in the closing moments. Yeah,
it was something we always planned to do. I'd said that to them beforehand, that we would roll, and it's just a case of getting to a position in the game where you can make changes. It was a shame about Ben. He's had a hamstring injury for the last few weeks. He was okay last week and felt it go this week, and he's the club captain. He wanted to start, and I'm glad he did get on the pitch. But the Steve who came in for him today was brilliant, and we managed to use the subs well and keep the energy up.
Why so good in the cups this year? I think you haven't won a league game in 2019. I think I was told, but you've won all these games in the cup, and you've beaten 3 very good sides as well.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, we haven't won a league game in 2019. And yeah, the 3 games we've won have been the quarter, the semi, and the final. Explain that. I can't. I mean, the squad we had together today was probably the best squad we've ever put together, but they are all players who've played for us this season, and it's just finding that consistency, really. We haven't brought anybody special in for the final. That is Lansdown at its best, and we now need to find consistency in the league, and hopefully next season this will spur us on to do that.
So you're going to shoehorn this into Points West?
I'm surprised they're not here. I don't know where all the cameras are. It's so disappointing. I got one there, but I will taking this in the office and showing them what a real trophy looks like. In fact, I'm really pleased with the trophy. It's a cracker, isn't it?
It is.
And some big names on it as well. So we'll add ours there, and no one can take that away from us now.
You can defend it as well, because I see some of the past sides have ended up being promoted or they folded or something like that, so it gives you something to go for next year as well, another occasion like this.
In fact, looking at this, the last time it was defended was in 1994-95, so
something to go for.
Something to aim for.
Congratulations, thoroughly deserved winners this morning. Go and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.